What role does the green movement that we've seen sweep the world play in this game?
So this SimCity is attempting to model, somewhat realistically, the real challenges that real cities face. So it's not at all a game that's trying to push a particular ideology on you. It's a game that's trying to realistically represent the sort of the systems and challenges that real cities face. So you've got to figure out where your power is going to come from, and you can make those sorts of trade-offs. You can say, look, I'm going to build a big coal power plant in my city because it's good, cheap power, and I can get coal without any real difficulty, and I can power my city and build this really big industrial behemoth with that. And sure, that coal's being mined someplace and it's making a lot of pollution there. And sure, that coal's dumping vast amounts of air pollution into my city and sickening and killing my residents. And sure, that coal power plant is dumping, its wastewater into the ground and poisoning the area around it. But those are trade-offs that I'm willing to make as a player, right? And that's perfectly okay. But we are modeling realistically what the consequences of those things are. So you can decide instead, I'd rather power my city with wind. And so I'm going to look at the data maps and try and find out the areas that have the most wind power. And I'm going to build my city power by laying roads up into those mountains and putting down windmills there. And that's a really great, clean source of power. People don't really want to live that close to windmills, and it takes a lot of real estate to power a city with wind. It's not the most intensive form of power that there is. So those are trade-offs that you can make. You're not going to sicken and kill your population with it. You might get brownouts though. When I start a city, I'll often just route my sewage into a creek somewhere. I'll just basically I'll put a sewage outflow pipe over here off in the distance, and it's not really a problem for a while until your city develops. And then, after a while you realize, oh man, this whole area has just been decimated. This is like a filthy, completely destroyed area. I really should have put a wastewater treatment plant in here and dealt with this properly, or else maybe I should have made another city over there and sent the sewage over there instead. So the game isn't about ideology. The game is about understanding systems and playing with systems.
What surprises you about some of the ways people have played the game through test groups?
Let's see. So at this point, I've been a developer on SimCity for 16 years. I'm rarely surprised by what players do with the city. People will make crazy cities that look like smiley faces, for example, or make cities that are focused really absolutely on one particular thing. Like I just want to make a city that's nothing but residential, for example. But frankly, I'm not surprised at this point. I've been doing this long enough that I've got a pretty good sense of what people like to do with their SimCities.
Can you detail the multiplayer gaming options?
So all cities live in regions. Those regions can be solo, they're just your region, you're not inviting anybody else to play, or you could invite your friends to play in those regions, or you could be invited by a friend to play in those regions. So first off, before it's multiplayer, it's really multi-city, right? So different cities can carry out different functions in that region. They can provide workers to each other, they can provide services to each other, they can trade with each other, they can bail each other out financially. Different cities are interacting with each other in the region. So that's kind of the first and most fundamental thing. No city is an island anymore. All the cities live in the context of other cities. Then once you got that idea, you realize, any city can be run by you or it can be run by your friends. So you can decide that I want to make a city that's doing these things for my friends, and then in turn, your friend over here is doing other things for you. And the big discoveries that people have had with that, because a lot of us have played lots of SimCity and previous SimCities as well, is that everybody who's got SimCity experience and starts playing this new SimCity, intuitively says, well, I need power, I need water, I need police, I need education, I need health, etc. They put all the things down that their city needs. And after a little while, they realize that they didn't actually need to do that a bunch of the things that a city requires can be provided by the cities that are nearby. And so there's a little bit of a mindset change that takes place as you realize that the other cities can help you. The other cities are doing things for you, and that without you even really meaning to, you can take advantage of what those other cities can provide, and that lets your city become something that's differentiated, that's unique, that isn't just like a power plant, water treatment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't have to have all the things that you've always expected. Instead, your city can start specializing into something unique.